Parker, Spider-Man, except his friends. What about my aunt? This spell over. All right, well, this spell. Right, like 6 times pretty much this dude ended up changing the spell. And then shit started getting wild. He couldn't control it. He kept saying, stop talking. Like, every time you talk, you change the spell. Every time you tamper with the spell, I got to start over. And if I start over, there's some other shit that could happen. So it ends up having to make this, like, what the heck's it called? 12-sided thing. A 12-sided gun. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. He ends up trapping this shit in a 12-sided thing or whatever. And then fucking, he's like, yo, I can't, bro, listen to me. Listen to me, you crazy little shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that fucking spell now. We can't do it. I gotta contain that shit in here, okay? It's fucking wild. Who knows what could happen? Tampering with the realities and the multiverse, and it's fucking crazy. And he was like, the multiverse is real. Like Peter got, you know what I mean? And then, Doctor Strange asked him a legit ass question. Did you even call the school? Did you even try to talk to somebody? He's like, no, actually, I did not. That is, you know what I'm saying? You mean tell me, your first thought was not to call them to plead your case, right? As far as going to college and getting accepted, but your first thought was to come to this wizard, and ask me to do a spell that could like break everybody's brain potentially, or some shit like that, right? Like that's what you're telling me. So he's like, all right, bet. So then pretty much Peter Parker calls Flash. He finds this lady that rejected them and meets her on a bridge. You know what I'm saying? And that leads us to the bridge scene. He's out there like looking car to car for this chick, man, and fucking finds her. And she's like, you're on the street, right? He's like, yeah, I gotta talk to you, man. My friends, like, they're really good people. Let them in, don't have them out here like, in the cold, no degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause of me, bro. Like, come on, man. So that was pretty funny. He been real sincere. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get his friends back in the college. And she was like, man, look. And the next thing you know, before she even really got into it, he felt the thumps and he got a spidey tingle like a motherfucker, man. Get on top of the car, and who do you know? Doc Ock shows up. Hello, Peter. And and then you playing, he said, I'm not Peter. I'm not who you looking for, He's playing games with me. Where's my fucking machine at? He shows up pissed off. Where's my machine at? What are you talking about? My machine, man, the power of the sun. What the fuck is it? He's like, I know what you're talking about, guy. Oh, you playing with me? So he starts grabbing cars, just like in the part 2, bro. He starts grabbing cars. Fuck it, take this, throwing people. He don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the Doc Ock we get. We get Peter jumping and dodging, saving people. Saves old girl from, from her car falling off the cliff. He webs it up. You know what I'm saying? Does a crazy little Amazing Spider-Man 2 type. Save her out the car. You know what I mean? Bring the car back up or whatever the fuck happened, man. And he saved her life. She was like, you're a hero. I'm going to look into your friends. I'm going to look into you. Y'all going to college. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's where we at. Anyway. Okay, yay. We did it. Right? Anyway, now we got this this guy with his giant tentacles on. So we got to deal with that shit. Anyway. That shit gets crazy. You already know. Ends up under the bridge. He gets him upside down. Has to nanotech because he ripped off some of that nanotech. That nanotech jumped on that from the tentacles quick, boy. That nanotech jumped. He was like, ooh, nanotech. Nice. And so he went to stab him smooth in the chest, y'all. Zing. You about to die. You know what I'm saying? Went to stab him in the chest. Nanotech from the face to the chest to protect it. Boom. Seen the face. Bent the shit out of that little needle, I'll tell you what. That needle got fucked up. But yeah, dude, he was like, oh, you're not Peter Parker. And then, Peter's like, I'm so confused right now. Like, I don't know what's going on, bro. I'm just upside down. This octopus dude. It's hilarious, dude. Trippiest part is when the nanotech, bro, like, because Peter had nanotech on his suit from Stark. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate your sacrifice and your candor. At BMN fucking Doc Ock's tentacles grab, you know what I mean? Like some of the fucking nanotech. And holy shit. But that does not work out so well. Like the suit fucking Bluetooth's the new technology, bro. That shit was hilarious. It was like new technology discovered or just new device discovered. What the fuck? Like you fucking like getting in a brand new car for the first time and hooking your shit up to Bluetooth so you can stream with the best of them. He just took over the arms like on the Wi-Fi shit. Give me that. I had Doc Ock looking dumb. And the next thing you know, they go back up there on the top of the bridge, and then boom, pumpkin bomb. Oh shit, here we go. Just when you think stuff has calmed down, nope, negative, not to be, right? Fucking Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, crazy ass, coming in with the green, green suit on, looking like a crazy ass elf. That shit was hilarious. Fucking, and then a portal comes, boom, sends fucking Peter and Doc Ock. Doc Ock is in this fucking magic dungeon, can't get out. And he's like, hey, man, I already caught this fucking big-ass lizard that was under there. Basically, Peter gets this device from fucking Doctor Strange to go catch all these fucking bad guys. Because, hey, man, when you broke the fucking spell, jumping in, being a little whatever, they got, some of the villains and people that knew Spider-Man came here. They're fucking here, man. So you got to go get these motherfuckers out of here. So that's the mission. And he finds out some more about the mission later on. But, man, look. Yeah, I love that we get, Peter goes out, you know what I'm saying, because he's looking for whoever else is out there now. He's in the fucking forest looking for this goblin dude. And the sand starts moving. I'm like, oh, shit. The whole crowd starts getting antsy. You know who that is. And then fucking, he's out and about in the middle of some power lines. And you know what that means. Electro and fucking Sandman show up. You know what I'm saying? That shit was pretty cool. He had his suit flipped inside out, so it kind of looked like the black and gold suit that we've seen in like the comic books, but it was like an inside out inverted version of the suit. Wires are all poking out and shit. He had a cell phone duct taped to his chest so his friends could see what's going on. That shit was fucking real bootleg, man. Anyway, tries to catch Mysterio, or tries to catch Mysterio, actually. Tries to catch Electro, tries to catch Sandman. That shit was what? So he ends up actually catching Electro. Boom. And then Sandman at first, who showed up on some friendly shit, after a while was like, hey, you're not the Peter I know. Who are you? What did you do to him? Did you kill him? You gonna kill me? I don't trust you. And then like turned into a big ass sand dude and tried to get him, and then boom, he got grabbed up too. And this fucking tree, this tree got grabbed up. Anyway, is this like a mystical like tree, or it's just a tree, dude? You feel me? All right, then we get the Goblin, y'all, in the alley on some full Donnie Darko, yeah, like freaking the fuck out, really looking at the mask, having a conversation like he did in the first movie. We're still in the exact same place. I love that. We're still in the same place where Norman Osborn is trying to battle for supremacy over this fucking Goblin persona that's like in his body now. It's in his brain, taking over and making him a fucking lunatic. So, and there's also what was it, 800 increased strength and reflexes by like 800% or some shit like that. You get it. The guy's a walking tank, right? Pretty much. Anyway, he's out there freaking out. No, get out of my head, right? You coward. We have a new world to conquer. No, get out of my head, right? So he's freaking out, man, like really having some issues and shit. And fucking, he smashes the helmet and then runs off all in the green suit. Looking weird as shit, man. No helmet, green suit, just running up the alley like a crazy person. Hey, look, man. So then we get him. So then we see later on we see Peter go and meet Aunt May. Shortly after that at Feast, which you guys know from the Marvel comic books and from like Spider-Man lore, from the video games and snap. It's a place where Aunt May volunteers. Also, Miles Morales goes and helps out every now and then. Peter Parker every now and then. I think maybe Miles' mom volunteers. She's a nurse, so every now and then, and I know there's a point that she might be getting into politics. Rio Morales, as far as the video game era goes. So there's a whole lot there, man. Feast is one of those charity organizations. It stands for Food, Emergency Aid, Shelter, and Training. And Norman is in the kitchen talking to Aunt May, bro. And he's somehow acquired a homeless-looking fucking pair of sweatpants, like really big sweatpants, and a big-ass purple hoodie. Very much like the comic book, you know what I'm saying? The classic Green Goblin outfit, man. Like, you got the jacket over top the hoodie, it's green. Like, homeless-looking jacket. Like, this guy's looking rough. And he's freaking out, man, talking to Aunt May, like, this is where I thought this is where I should go, man. Talking about something about Spider-Man from in here and this and that. He's just kind of putting pieces together and shit, pretty much, right? Looking for help. I'm just guessing. It's like there's somebody else living in my head. I need some help. I don't know what the fuck is going on, right? And so that's normal Osborn. That's normal. That's normal Norman Osborn. Of course, he's not normal, but then that's regular guy. That's not Goblin Osborn. That's Norman, who's what the fuck? He said I went to my house. Somebody else is living in my house, bro. Like Oscorp don't exist. What the fuck is going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just losing his shit. Anyway, so Aunt May is like, hey man, you gotta help him. This guy needs help. He's talking help. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh yeah, I got this way that we're gonna send him back. She was like, send him back? No, this motherfucker needs help. Like now. His brain is fucked up. And so that's Aunt May being, on the mission. The mission is to help everybody, right? Because that's what she does. She's Aunt May in her own right is a hero, right? And so, he's, like I said, in full freak out mode, man. But that was that, man. They ended up back at the little dungeon place. You know what I'm saying? Because Peter takes Norman down there to the Sanctum Sanctorum and shows him all the other bad guys. Hey, man, look, we caught a whole bunch of them and shit. Since, he seems super normal right now. And then, Dr. Strange shows up and he's like, ha, you got one. Put this motherfucker in a dungeon. He's like, yeah, that's awesome. You got one. Fantastic. And then he explains to him pretty much they all die fighting Spider-Man. Talking about all the villains. And that's maybe in the future some of them die. Because I know, a couple of them don't die. Sandman, fades into something, the sunset or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Lizard is, arrested. So, not everybody dies, but, a couple of them die, for sure. They're out of there. So, and Peter hearing this, man, he's like, yeah, I got this fucking box thing. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. I totally forgot what it was called. But he got this fucking box thing that is containing the original spells that he was making. And he's like, all right, all I got to do now is push this button once we get them all, and it'll reverse everything and send these motherfuckers back home. And so since we caught them all, let's go ahead and send these motherfuckers home. So, Peter Parker being their hero, I want to help them. I can't, I don't want them to die. If we send them back, they're going to die. He's like, we gotta try something else. There's got to be another way. So he grabs the freaking box from Doctor Strange by web. And he's like, don't do it. And, boom, got that. Now he's running. You know what I'm saying? So you get Doctor Strange and Peter, and that scene was pretty fucking cool. I'm not going to lie. Like, Peter webbing his own foot through the portal, that was nuts. Ah, dang it. And then freaking, the scene where he astral pushed him, right? Boom. Let me throw you out your body. And then the Spidey sense was keeping the box out of his hands. It was amazing. They end up going to the mirror dimension. Doctor Strange is like, I gotta show this kid what's up. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And he's being a little knucklehead. So he sends him to the mirror dimension. And he's like, what is this place? It's the mirror dimension. And here, I'm in control. This man had everything flipping. He sent them through he was on a real Inception trip. I mean, really, Peter Parker just falling for no fucking reason. Jesus. And so one thing happened, man, it was like Peter was trying to pull the mirror or something. I don't know. This shit was crazy. I don't know what the fuck it was, man. Maybe I have to look up a video and kind of see it again, and maybe I can explain it a little better. But basically, Doctor Strange was like, there's the mirror dimension, and obviously you can exit the mirror dimension, and Peter was finna exit that bitch. And Doctor Strange was not having it, and then they ended up breaking. It looked like they broke a wall in the mirror dimension. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like. That shit shattered like glass. And then you just had a bunch of shit spinning, man. Archimedean spirals for days, bro. Up there in the sky, mountains and buildings. And he was like, oh, shit, what the fuck, bro? He was like, okay. Peter Parker and his math brain figured some shit out. You know what? This is just geometry. I know math. Bet. He's like, plot the x axis, right? Divide by pi, multiply by this, math shit that my wife would go nuts for. And then fucking, boom, next thing you know, fucking Doctor Strange, webbed up. All his limbs, webbed up, bro. Stuck over the Grand Canyon. And he's like, I'm sorry. He grabs the fucking box, jumps through the portal, and leaves Doctor Strange tied the fuck up. Oh my God. So now we got this dude in this fucking box. Right? Really. That shit was wild. Also, during the fight, the cape attached to Peter Parker, which, like it did in the What If, it kind of reminded me of that. That was pretty cool. There's a whole lot of that shit that was popping off. This movie is basically like a live Spider-Verse version, basically. With some tweaks. Anyway, with a lot of tweaks. Anyway. You took the same ideas. It's a dope-ass live movie, man. It really was. Peter gets a tingle, though, because they're all at the house, right? He ends up taking all the dudes because he's got this box. Let me break them out. He took them all to fucking with Aunt May and his friends to Happy's apartment and shit. Like broke them in there, Stark security, whatever. And so all the villains are now in